Good morning. Let's take a moment to just settle down. This morning I was just sensing what would be a good topic to practice together. And I usually get a pretty clear answer right away. And this morning I didn't. So then I smiled and I knew that the topic would be not knowing. So we're going to be experiencing and practicing actually what is it like to not know and to trust that not knowing. Because we really have a strong conditioning that knowing is better than not knowing. This is there from very early on. Like in school, there's a question that's asked, and those who know the answer are considered to be smarter, better prepared than those who don't know. To the point that people even get really embarrassed when they don't know. Even feel ashamed if they don't know. So we have this thing called know-it-all. Someone who thinks they have all the answers. And actually, in the wisdom tradition, it's actually the other way around. The Upanishads, the great ancient spiritual texts of India say that the one who thinks he knows does not know. And the one who realizes he does not know has begun to know. So it's quite paradoxical. So for the next half an hour or so, we will actually allow ourselves to not know and actually be okay with it. And I'll guide you through this. We'll see how it goes. Relaxing the attachment to knowing, the compulsion for knowing, the obsession with knowing. It's going to be beautiful. So go ahead and experience yourself in this moment. What is life like in this moment? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? And to really experience it now is to actually experience it without an I. Because what is the I other than the past? Other than some kind of a assumed identity, isn't it? So what is it like to experience this now? Just as this now. So it's like knowing without the knower. I mean, these teachings can be made really complicated, but fundamentally it's just two things. It's questioning who is the doer, it's questioning who is the knower. And just that much. When you penetrate the assumption of being the doer, you penetrate the assumption of being the knower, that's it. That's actually it. So just go ahead and put yourself there. What's it like in this moment? There's no doer there, there's no knower there. What's left? Of course, the moment you try to describe it, back to being a knower. So it's going to consume. This kind of investigation is going to consume the knower, the doer, the experiencer. And it's okay to not know where this is going. It's actually really okay. Deep down, that's the kind of freshness we are seeking. That's the kind of aliveness we are seeking. Because while knowing gives security, it also completely dulls everything. Doesn't it? I had a call yesterday with a friend who's going through a period of some confusion and strong emotions. After hearing her for some time, I just invited her to take a moment. And allow herself to experience whatever she was experiencing. And then notice that there is space around. There is space around her, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Notice that space. There's also space within her, mentally, physically, emotionally, to notice that space both out and in. It's not a blank space, it's a super alive space. And the main feature of the space is that it has not got any hooks on which any possible experience can hang on, any possible identity can hang on. It's completely stainless, non-stick. Can you experience the stainless, non-stick space that's around you and within you? That is you. It's not to deny any experience. So it's like a thread, you see, a thread, a limitless thread, no beginning and no ending. And in this now, there's a bit of a knot. That knot is this personality, these tendencies, these emotions, these likes and dislikes, this magnetism. That's all it is. It's a knot. And the knot is made of the same thread material. So while it may seem complex, it's just the same thread material. In other words, whatever is being experienced, it's the same thing. We don't have to categorize it into 127 different emotions and traits and tendencies and attitudes. It's just that. The main feature is that it is. That's the undeniable feature, isn't it? It is. Can we just give space to what is? For once in this lifetime, trust the intelligence of the universe instead of trusting our likes and dislikes, our arbitrary stories of what we are supposed to experience in this moment. For once in this lifetime, to trust that the knot is the way the knot is, and it's all right. It's massively all right. In other words, this knot is also made of the same non-stick stainless material. Allow this knot to wake up to its own non-stick stainless nature. What's it like to not know and not do? Just take a holiday from those two things. And let me further refine that statement. What's it like to not want to do and not want to know? Because doing and knowing is happening anyway. But there's no wanting to do something specific or know or experience something specific. What's that like? It's inevitable that sooner or later there will be a glimpse. There will be a glimpse of the true understanding, the recognition. It's inevitable. The strange thing is that you will not know it. it will know you for what you really are. It will know itself for what it actually is. And after that, there might be a longing to try to get back to that. How can I sustain this? You can't sustain this. You are what's in the way. You can't sustain this. So relax. You have been seen. The more you relax, the more you will be seen through for what you, inverted commas, actually are. A knot of nothingness. So all the things you don't know, right? So how to sustain this and what is it all about? And maybe this process is also bringing up all kinds of questions for you. All the questions you have about life and purpose and what you should do with yourself. I think you know where this is going. All that you don't know. Can you be okay with not knowing? For once in your life, make peace with whatever you think you know, including spiritually, and whatever you think you don't know. Both of them are just thoughts. Both of them are assumptions, actually. What I think I know, what I think I don't know, what this I is, lumps upon lumps of assumptions, seeming substantial, just bubbles. Bubbles within bubbles within bubbles. Bubbles within bubbles within bubbles. What if this whole universe is bubbles within bubbles within bubbles? From the highest level to the lowest level to the internal, most internal, innermost level, it's bubbles within bubbles within bubbles. What's it like to free fall in a way that bursts all these bubbles? Experience that. Do you like it? That's also a bubble. Don't know what this is? That's also a bubble. What's it like to take a holiday from being the doer and the knower? You know, you've been seeking this holiday for so long, so long. All our doing was so that we could get to Sunday and take a break from doing. All our knowing and wanting to know was so that we could graduate and no longer need to know. Isn't it? Well, just take that Sunday, take that graduation now. First tasted this not knowing, reading the teachings of Jiddu Krishnamurti. He would say things like, know the knower, and freedom from the known. I once went to a bookshop and picked up one of his books. I like to randomly open pages, so I opened this page. And I just had 2 words in it. And those 2 words put me into a kind of a samadhi state. I was just transfixed by the sheer power of those 2 words. Those 2 words, total abandonment. So each one of you on this call today, just want to share that you are whole and complete, whether or not you recognize it. You are deeply, deeply cherished and loved, just as you are. As you are. You don't need to deserve this. You don't need to become anything, improve anything, adjust anything, change anything with all your judgments, with all your faults, with all your quirks. if you were to just for a moment relax and allow judgments, quirks, subpersonalities, inner conflicts, whatever they are, to just be. To just grant yourself a moment of peace. Then you will know that you were being too severe, too tight. And everything is fantastically all right, comprehensively all right, including the inability to experience that. Continue resting in not wanting to do and not wanting to know for as long as required. Return to this recording whenever life gets too burdensome again. It'll be a good reset. Lots of love.